Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Coming to you live from our comfy couch here on the Oscars Internet. This is the Gaming Saloon Reviews for April 2nd, 2023, with your host, Peacemaker2448 and Rampant Epsilon.
Hi.
We get to do this on not April Fools. We didn't have a podcast for April Fools.
Also, this might be one of the few times that I've found an image that doesn't spoil anything with the show.
To be fair, there's nothing to spoil, if I'm being honest, because Black doesn't have any new forms in this show.
But to be fair, that doesn't matter. How many times have we had stuff that I've randomly managed to find something that's like, that's a spoiler.
Yeah.
Whoops.
So yeah, we are covering Kamen Rider Black, folks, because we're finally done with Armada. I don't know how long we'll be sticking with Kamen Rider Black, unfortunately, because this first week is not the most... not the greatest feeling first week.
If anyone paid attention to the pre-show, I feel like the problem we're going to wind up with on Black is probably the same problem we had out of the original.
Where we're just going to get bored.
Because all the plot happens at the beginning and end, and that's it.
Yeah, because I know damn well the only villain I feel like has ever come back from this show is currently stuck in a healing bubble. And I'm pretty sure he's going to be stuck there for like half the season. Bear in mind, I don't actually know.
See, that could have been a spoiler thing that I could have wound up in this. See?
Oh yeah, the one villain everyone knows that comes from the show.
And has already been name dropped.
Yeah.
I saw that and I'm like, oh, so we're not trying to hide this, so I'm gonna disagree with you on the halfway through the show. Probably within... I'd probably be willing to bet within the next 2 batches.
Okay. Because I'm just like, okay, could I name another villain from Black, just general knowledge-wise? Fuck no. I don't even remember the names of the 3 people who are the majority of our villains for these 4 episodes are. I don't think they even get named.
I know one of them does.
Okay. All I know is it's the one guy, the one girl, and the one short one.
Wait a minute. No, 2 of them do. I think.
Oh, okay.
I think. At least one does, I know, because the doctor guy, he gets named.
Okay. Because I'm like,
I could not tell you his name clearly, but...
There are 3 of you here, and you are acting like Sentai villains of, we need to set up for the plot for the week, so our villain has a monster to destroy. Here is the plot for the week. Oh no, he blew up our monster. Oh well, we'll get him next time.
Also, speaking of that doctor one, I'm slightly aggravated at the end.
Mm-hmm.
We blow up monster, so that fixes problem? Excuse me?
Yeah, I guess.
Excuse me, monster had nothing to do with that entire situation.
Yep.
Huh?
Yeah, we have things to talk about with this show.
And yes, I completely was vague on that because, oh yeah, we'll hit that one.
Mm-hmm. But I guess first, Geets for the week.
Oh boy.
Since we didn't get into specifics, so as we've found out now, the wish that brought that's associated with Neon, apparently her dad wasn't a player. This was just his wish to get him sponsorship, like the ability to sponsor the DGP. So he's not a player technically. Which is a little sad we won't have Time Fire in a entry form suit with some random helmet. But apparently, and also, this might just be my interpretation of it, his original daughter died in a botched hostage negotiation situation.
Uh-huh.
And so he wished for his daughter back, and his daughter that came back is not quite the same one as before, essentially. He now has more or less a second daughter.
I think basically the way the wish was worded, it was supposed to be all of his hopes and desires kind of deal.
Yeah.
So that's probably why it's a little on the nose what she's actually going for.
Yeah. And Baraba has decided to throw this out here on the DGP net because first of all, it is Neon's birthday, and she's like, fuck her, she sucks. I'm gonna make her life miserable. And secondly, to throw her off because now she has to be the clutch in this like 3-match setup, which I do appreciate that they decided, it's gonna be, Kawa, then Neon, then Geets. But they're like, no, we're gonna get Geets second. We have to let him get the win, but not the decisive win because he's got to win with his new form.
Yeah,
like he has to. It's in the contract.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, new form. It has to show up like every week, regardless of whose focus it is.
Yeah. I do like that they have not completely abandoned Mark II yet. Yet. They will. I know they will. And it'll upset me to no end, but
yeah,
it's here for now.
But I got to thinking of something. Can Laser Boost still do the rotate thing?
I assume not, since it is already rotated to where it would be to do the Fox stuff. And
the reason I say that, though, is we got a close-up of the belt this time.
Mm-hmm.
The ID core does rotate with it, so it's not a case of that part of it rotates around to cause this to happen.
Yeah.
The entire thing changes just like with any other form.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of makes you wonder, could we possibly get it the other way?
Yeah, which weirdly that causes some consistency issues because sometimes when they do a revolve on, the ID will still be right side up after the revolve on.
Uh-huh.
Because I assume, because I'm trying to remember if there is a light on the toy behind the ID core. I think there is. It's just simpler to have the whole thing rotate instead of just the ID core not rotate and everything revolve around it.
I'm surprised it's not some kind of like double mirror setup.
Mm-hmm.
Where no matter how it's spun, it'll always appear to be right side up.
Yeah.
Kind of deal. I'm honestly surprised on that one. Because that's what I was expecting. But yeah, after seeing that, I'm like, it does actually pose the question, can it flip?
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I know the Desire Driver does not know which side is which, essentially. Like, if you insert buckles and then revolve on, it's just going to play a revolve on, and it's going to revolve on again and again and again as you just spin it. Because it also doesn't... Well, it knows which buckles are in which side, but that's just because it's a double reader.
But that's about the only for it.
Yeah.
It's one of those I don't expect the belt, as far as the physical toy kind of deal, recognizing flips like that, as much as it poses the question, can show logic say, yes, it can flip?
Yeah.
Because if so, I'd be interested to see what color scheme that would actually yield.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also waiting on, this is a 2-part system. I'm waiting on one of either Ace or the suit actor to flub one of the changeovers and us actually catch it.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, all of this got revealed publicly and in the middle of Ace's match, and I love that you just quietly see him just flip the driver over, put in the gun, go laser boost, and then as soon as you hear the driver say fight, he has closed the distance to the other Yamato and has him on the fucking ground fist first, and it's just like, you are dead. There will not be enough of you to put in a fucking envelope when I'm done.
Yeah, and I honestly think this is the first time we've seen Ace be serious.
Yeah. This is a legitimately, like, I'm pissed. I am very angry that you have decided to fuck with this person's life.
But you know what also pissed him off? They didn't
Them
play
cheating.
into his hand.
Oh, yeah.
He intentionally took her spot.
Mm-hmm.
He was trying to keep that from happening.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, it
he
really-
already knew.
Yeah, because he was sniffing around, but he just didn't want to say anything because he's like, yeah, no, this is too much, and I'm not going to be the one to say a fucking thing. I'm taking this shit to the grave. I don't care.
And I think that's what really just set him off, is because this is the first situation he didn't have a handle on.
Mm-hmm. I just wish he took shots at the skybox that a lot of them are in. Just to say, oh, y'all want to play dirty. Oh, you want to fuck with him. Y'all on notice.
Nah,
You want to break?
he should have done the finisher on the Yamato, headed towards the box, kind of deal.
Yeah. It's like, oh, y'all want to cheat? Y'all want to break rules? Let's break rules then. Breaks rule thing. Oh, you're a giant robot then? Fight me. Let's see who wins. You won't. Buffa, you want to fight me all the time? Get your ass out here and fight me. I don't give a shit about your 3-round setup anymore. I'll fight the both of you together. Oh, there's a third one in there with a driver as well? Hey, you get your ass out here too. I'll fight you too.
I think by the end of at least this arc, we're probably gonna see Buffo wind up switching sides again.
Probably.
Because he's really just not into the underhanded crap.
Yeah, he just wants to straight up fight with Geets. He just wants to punch Geets because he refuses to let go of his trauma and move on. And the only answer he has is, I have to punch my problem, and my problem is Geets shape. Therefore, I need to punch Geets.
He is bullheaded.
Yeah,
Quite literally.
I honestly don't. I don't think he even really cares about fighting the other two. I think he just wants to fight Geets because that'll solve the problem, right? That'll make everything better.
Also, I did love that little blink and you miss it moment where Buffo literally gets called out for being a bull.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. And the funny part was when he was just like, what? Like, have you never seen the helmet?
Do you not pay attention? I mean, I'm not surprised, but still. But yeah, now Neon's fairly distraught, and she's going to go talk to her parents about this next episode, and then her supporter is going to help her, as we see in the episode. So June gets to transform for the second time since he's shown up.
And it's probably gonna be the only one of the CGI supporters that get multiple transformations.
Technically, Baroba has multiple transformations at this point.
Yeah, but she's kind of not supposed to be.
Right. Technically, at this point, Gekura has only transformed once.
Yeah.
And I assume because I think I saw something that said that this arc, according to the production blog, was supposed to be focused on the supporters, or is supposed to be focused on the supporters. That's why, it seems like Geets and Jin had like 2 to 4, like 2 episodes to themselves. Now we've got Kyun and Neon for 2 episodes, and I guess Kayla and Gekura are going to be the next 2 episodes. That's my assumption, at least, based off that statement. Since our whole villain thing has been Buffa and Baroba, and they are writer and supporter.
I could see that.
Also helps the opening kind of emphasizes that, since, they kind of replaced the writers being alone with them and their supporters.
True.
And replaced Geetson, like the Geets suit in his shot, with laser boost. Which makes me wonder if they were going to replace the Nago one with, I don't know, some updated form of hers, which I guess would be Beat Boost, since she's using that next week. Which I assume will be via the Fever Buckle. All right. No, it won't be, because she got a boost buckle. I forgot there's a boost buckle technically in her possession at the moment, that is separate from Mark II. I forgot about that. That means they can mass produce those boost buckles.
Where's that, my boy?
I completely forgot about that, and I'm like, right, that thing. So yeah, trying to think of anything else from the episode. I don't think there's much anything else. Got anything?
Nah.
Oh, poor Kawa locked up in a cell underneath the arena for like these entire 2 episodes because oops, you gotta lose the first match.
Well, I mean, he always gets sidelined.
Sorry, you drew the short straw this week. Don't worry, we'll make it up to you in 2 weeks. At least you get an upgrade, presumably. Nago over here being stuck with the leftovers, I guess, at this point.
Apparently.
But I guess we shall get to Kamen Rider Black now. So, this show debuted October 4th, 1987. We have a rotation of writers, it seems like, because I checked the main 2 writers of the show, supposedly, and they wrote a collective 5 episodes apiece. So it seems like it's a rotation of writers instead of like a main writer of sorts situation, which the original series was like that, I believe. But the version we're watching is the official discotheque release of the series. You can find it on Blu-ray, on sites like Right Stuff and Amazon. I forget how much it is at the current moment. Let me get the Amazon price. Let's see. Amazon has it for $80. Right Stuff might have it for a little cheaper. Yes, they do. They have it for $60. And it's all 51 episodes plus like a ton of extras and stuff. Really nice quality, HD quality, all subtitled. Optionally subtitled too, which meant I had to hard encode the subs for Tommy to watch since I'm the only one with the Blu-ray at the moment.
Yeah.
Hooray! At least VLC made it super easy. It was just time consuming. But yeah, any thoughts before we get into the episode recaps?
No. I kind of was going in this just open-minded kind of deal because I didn't really know much about it, so yeah.
I was just like, okay, Black is the one era show that people say is the best. Like it's the one people reference all the time in terms of the show era shows, and it's probably the only one people care about because it's either this or the original series out of the original lot. If I'm being honest, so I'm like,
yeah.
all right, there's got to be good stuff, right? This show's got to come swinging out of the gate, right?
I mean, I feel like it comes swinging out the gate. I just feel like it's swinging a little too hard.
Yeah.
And that momentum's gonna die.
Very quickly. Alright, shall we hit the recaps then?
I guess so.
Alright, episode 1, Black Henshin. So we are mid-pursuit. Following Darum, Barum, and Bishum. I assume that is how they pronounce their names. I don't know. I don't remember hearing them in the episodes.
Fine.
The three of them are the people in charge of Gagorum, which are the villain faction for the series. They're chasing Kotaro Minami, our main writer, who is running through the streets of Tokyo, trying to evade them because he's escaping from their facilities after being turned into a cyborg to become a Century King, and he is the one dubbed Black Sun because name that embodies an eclipse, I guess. I don't know. He just gets that name because that's the name, and they always refer to him as that, even though his writer name is just Kamen Rider Black. I don't know why he just isn't Black Sun. Like Kamen Rider Black Sun in that case.
I mean, fair.
Like they did that for the Amazon Prime reboot series where it is Kamen Rider Black Sun and Kamen Rider Shadow Moon, but here it is just Kamen Rider Black, even though they constantly refer to him as Black Sun, just because. Anyway, they catch up to him on the rooftop, throw him around for a bit, and then throw him into a billboard and electrocute him, which causes him to flashback to how he escaped, which was essentially his dad showed up after they're like, all right, we're going to wipe their memories so they can fight each other, and one of them becomes Century King, and he's like, that wasn't part of our deal, and then he grabs one of their claw hands as he was trying to erase Kotaro's memories, I guess, and his brother Nobuhiko was also there, and then chaos ensues, and Nobuhiko gets electrocuted and almost killed, and then the dad gets thrown around and electrocuted and almost killed. But Kotaro, he manages to get away. We'll come back to that later because that's where the flashback ends. So they pick him up and carry him off, but then he gets away from them again in a warehouse. They throw him around some more. He gets thrown through a wall. He comes out in a monster form I don't think we will ever see again in the series, because I'm pretty sure I have never seen what his monster form ever looks like in this show. And then it becomes his rider form. How do you like Kamen Rider Black's rider form?
I mean, considering the time frame, I feel like the minimalistic look works, kind of deal.
Yeah.
And on top of that, it also makes it at least look unique enough without looking too much away from what they're used to doing, kind of deal.
Yeah. I like it. It does feel weird when I see the striping on the cuffs and go, yep, that's an 80s suit, because that is an 80s ass color scheme on those stripes. You will not see that on anything that is not made in the 80s.
Fair.
and I believe it's also present on his helmet. But I always picture it on the cuffs, probably because of the opening, because it focuses on, him walking in. Which also, I guess, how do you feel about the opening?
It definitely gave me Batman vibes, kind of deal.
Yeah. I think I prefer the RX theme more than the black theme, which we'll get to RX at some point, since that's also being officially released, and by the time we're probably either bored of the series or done with it, RX will be out, so.
I can honestly say this much, I like the intro better than the outro.
I don't think I even bothered to fully watch the outro.
I did on the first episode.
I don't think I cared enough at 4 o'clock in the morning to bother to watch it. I'm just like, yep, episode's over. I'm moving on. I'm sorry. I don't care about the ending things for the show hero shows, if I'm being honest. So they just exist, and I move on.
I mean, fair.
But yeah, we see him in his rider form fight off the three of them with punches and kicks, because that's all he's got is punches and kicks. They decide to fuck off because they're tired of fighting him. He then calls his bike the Battle Hopper, which is separate from the other bike we see him drive in the show, because reasons. Why does he have 2 separate bikes?
Reasons.
Why does he need 2 separate bikes?
Because rider.
I mean, fair, but the other one is just a regular ass bike.
They could have at least done, something where one bike turned into the other when he transformed, kind of deal.
Right, but they decided not to do that because this other one, as we'll find out, was apparently just parked somewhere in Gorgon's HQ, and he was like, dibs? And just took it. And apparently, since this one is psychic, he can psychically call it, he can just, pull it from wherever he parked it last, or wherever it hangs out when he's not using it. Which I hope is never too far from where he needs it. But Kotaro heads home. We also see that Nobuhiko's in a healing bubble, wrapped in tinfoil, I think. So he's going to be there for probably half the show or something. I don't know. He's just hanging out there.
Yeah, because he's got to be cooked on 350 for at least 4 to 5 episodes.
Yep. He gets home. He meets his not sister, as we'll find out, because apparently Kotaro is not actually Nobuhiko's brother. He was brought into this family because his parents died, and his parents died via Gorgum. So him and Nobuhiko were raised as brothers, and this other girl, or this one girl, is his sister. I wrote her name down later. Kyoko. And then there's the other girl, Katsumi, who is Nobuhiko's girlfriend, and they do a fat lot of nothing these entire 4 episodes. If I'm being honest.
I mean, yeah.
Except they are now running a coffee shop in episode 2. Is it a coffee shop? They didn't specify what kind of shop it was.
I mean, that's what I would assume.
Yeah. But also it can serve food because it serves a kid they decide to serve a kid some random kid pancakes. So I guess they can do food along with drinks or something. I don't know. Anyway, he meets them. Kyoko tosses Kotaro a drink and he crushes it in his hand, and he's like, oh no, I'm too strong, I gotta go. So he runs off after finding a note from his dad to meet him, I guess, at some random warehouse. And so he meets his not dad. Let me clarify. His not dad. Nobuhiko's dad. at this warehouse who's like, you need to give yourself up to Gorgum, become the Century King. So, by the way, your parents were also killed by Gorgum, which is not helping me convince you to, not fight them. They get attacked by spider monsters. The guy gets killed. Kotaro transforms. He fights the spider monsters, does some rider punches and kicks, and I think epilepsy warning for those going to watch this show. I feel like I want to say epilepsy warning because there's a bit of flashing lights on his rider kicks and punches.
I mean, most rider poses kind of fall under that one.
Right, but this feels a little egregious with the flashing lights. So I feel like I want to give an epilepsy warning for those going to check out the show, but just in case. But yeah, he fights the monsters. For some reason, they zoomed on the dad having some sort of like year and date on his wrist. I don't know what that was supposed to mean, but he's dead. And Kotaro leaves the body so that the other two girls can discover it so they can mourn the dad and bury him, I guess. And that's the end of episode 1. Episode 2, Monster Party. Kotaro tries to form the Gorgon base, the rescue Nobuhiko, because, along the way, we get a flashback to how the two of them got captured by Gorgon, which is, it was their 19th birthday. They were invited to a party with some important people that I guess were friends of the family. I don't know. I don't know why they're hanging out with some random famous actress, and I forget what the other two were. Do you remember what the other two were?
Nope.
Fair enough. They were important people, apparently, but they were hanging out with them on a boat, and then an eclipse happened, and then the storm of locusts came in, and nobody was bothered except for the two of them, and they're like, that's weird, so they leave, and then Gorgum got them, and then the stuff happened that we flash back to in episode 1, but then we follow Kotaro out as he finds the battle hopper parked randomly somewhere, and he's like, dibs, and he writes it out of there, and then the rest of the stuff happened in episode 1. This is where also Kyoko and Katsumi get put in charge by some coffee shop of some kind by a friend of theirs who's going on vacation for probably a year or so. I were to guess. I don't know. It feels like it would be about a year. But Kotaro in his investigation comes across the actress who's dead via monster, and then he fights the monster, and then he kills the monster, and then that's the end of the episode. We don't really follow up on this afterward. So how do you feel 2 episodes in?
Meh.
Yeah. I believe my note at the end of 4 episodes is show error shows are feeling very mid at the moment, don't they?
Yeah.
Because I believe on my tier list, every show or writer thing I have watched is currently like middle of the pack. Yeah, they are all in my more bad than good, which I guess is essentially my mid tier. And this feels like it's going to join it if we don't pick up from here. Because I was like, oh, guy, girl, short guy, isn't that the 3 of them that were at the party? Oh, I guess she's the Gorgum boss chick. No, she's dead. Oh, okay. I don't know who those people are then, and you just killed the monster, and then we just move on from this, and we don't follow it up in the next 2 episodes, so I guess it's not that important? But shall we hit the other 2 episodes then?
I guess we shall.
All right, episode 3, Strange Cyborg. Nobuhiko's still in his bubble. Gorgum wants to make a big fancy statue with people and stuff to say the humanity sucks and we're going to murder them all or turn them into cyborgs or both. It just depends. So they kidnap a train full of people to help. Kotaro, much like Hongo, has Gorgum senses, like Hongo's shocker senses, so he knows when a Gorgum plot is at play. I can't wait for how many episodes of this is going to be Kotaro walks into a mystery and goes, Gorgum must be at the plot. They must be the ones doing this. Like, yeah, I would say if it's strange enough, sure, but also, must that be the answer every time? But he finds a kid, he rescues the kid when a monster tries to take him. He drops him off at the coffee shop. We then see Gorgum kidnap more people, including a bunch of people in a restaurant on top of a skyscraper. Restaurant and all, which feels stupidly blatant to the point of, wouldn't that cause a commotion? Like, not only have a bunch of people been kidnapped, thus this whole ass top of a building has been taken in the middle of the night. And people saw that, right?
Probably not, because there's not any kind of commotion.
I guess, but I'm like, that's a big ass piece of a building that's getting moved around in the middle of the night, and I'm like, did no one see this? Did no one see this giant bat thing just run off with all these people in this big ass piece of a building? That seems like a problem. But anyway, all these people get dangled in front of Kotaro to bring him to where they're building the statue and stuff. And so Kotaro has to fight the monster that it's making the statue. He almost kills it, but it's faking it in order to tie him up. But Kotaro breaks out and then kills the monster and then saves the people and reunites the kid with his mom. And that's it. That's the episode. This is what makes me feel like this is like the part of the original series where we were bored, because this feels like all those episodes. Here's the myth. Here's the problem the bad guys have created. Here is our main writer stumbling into the problem because his bad guy senses are tingling. Here is random person that might be involved with or is being affected by this that is barely important and we barely get to know. Here is them solving the problem. Here is them reuniting with family by wash, rinse, repeat for several weeks on end. Because episode 4 is more confusing. Because we start with Kotaro fighting a bat monster, and then the bat monster fucks off because he's tired of fighting Kotaro. So Gorgum decides they want to fuck with Kotaro with this plan, right? Because that's why they choose the racer that he knows. I think that was their motivation for this plot. Unless I am just imagining it.
I mean, that's the only thing I can think of.
Okay, because they want to have one of their scientist people take this racer guy to his lab and inject him with a anti-fear pheromone thing so they can make a super fear pheromone thing so that he can go faster as a racer on a bike. It's not how that works. He is a motorcycle racer. He can't go faster by being modified. You have to give him a special bike to do so. But okay. So they do that and he does fine, and then he stops being fine because he starts turning into a wolf person. And then Kotaro comes across of him as he's turning in like full wolf person, and he runs off the lab to be like, Doc, help fix me. And he's like, no, we're done with you. This other monster's going to kill you. By the way, this other monster has nothing to do with anything. He's just there to, I guess, just kill people. So the other monster chases this guy. Kotaro comes across both of them. Kotaro kills the other monster. The other guy gets fixed, and then he's back to racing, and then the episode ends.
Because the monster that had nothing to do with the transformation dying fixed the transformation.
Yes. Also, they injected Kotaro with the fear pheromone, and it didn't work because...
Reasons. I was half expecting them to be like, okay, it's because of the rider suit.
Nope.
No, just reasons.
It's just Kotaro no-selling it because he's Kotaro. Main writer privilege. I get to no-sell your dumb plot for the week. I want it on the record that the first 5 episodes of the show, I believe, are written by the same person. So... this is not the best 4 episodes to make me excited for this show, if I'm being honest. Because it's a lot of setup for where we're at in the show, and then it's what feels like 2 basic Showa era original series episodes. But I'm just like, yep, those happened. Anything else to these episodes? Anything with these people? Anything with like the plot? Anything else to get in on? No, it's just basic. We gotta save these people. We went and saved these people, and we're calling it a day. Like, I get it's the Showa era. It's the 80s. We're not writing like the best things in the world, but like, fuck, give me something, please. Yeah, that's all I got. Anything else?
No, I'm puzzled with this.
Yeah. Because I'm starting to wonder, is the Kamen Black everyone remembers and praises the back end of this show? And not
Possibly.
the front end of this show? Because that is my concern at the moment. Because this feels like a standard Showa series, which, by the way, in terms of where we're at in the Showa era, this is the tail end of the Showa era. This is the second to last proper series of the Showa era. The other one is a sequel to this show. So for all intents and purposes, this is the final Showa era series. And something about 2 episodes feeling like they belong in the original series is not a great feeling. To see how little we've advanced. Maybe I'm being too harsh. I don't know. But I guess anything else then?
No.
All right, then next week it's 4 more episodes of this. Hopefully they're better. But between now and then, Thursday we continue RE4. We have rescued Ashley, and we are still in the village. So, Ashley is stuck with us until we get to the castle and lose her at some point. Because it's weird that people like bang on about like how much Ashley is a problem, and I'm like, you only have Ashley for like a quarter of the game in that game, or in the original at least, because she constantly gets taken away from you, so she stops being a problem, even though she's not really a problem. I don't know what y'all are complaining about, especially when they decide to make this Ashley practically invincible. Because she can only be down. She can't be killed. She can only get downed. And you have to pick her back up. And, like, she can get picked up and, like, walked off by an enemy. But, like, she can't be outright murdered and it's an instant game over, it seems like. Which is a massive improvement. It makes the game, like, easier. So... Friday
is the thing.
A thing. An undecided thing. Yeah, it is an undecided thing at the moment. And then Saturday will be TGS. We shall talk about Breath of the Wild not Breath of the Wild footage, Tears of the Kingdom footage, and other stuff that has come up between now and thing. I think the only thing I can think of is like fighting game character announcements, which is not really our cup of tea, so it may not be a whole lot. But that will lead to us doing 5 through 8 next week. But if you like what you're seeing, folks, drop a follow. Really appreciate chipping away that Philly goal. At Jesus Owner Twitter gets the updates go live. Exclamation point Discord and chat. Is this sort of drop by, say hi. See you Thursday, folks.